If you live to be 80, you'll have about 22,000 evenings as an adult. That is your entire allotment. The question is, what do you do with them? Your evenings decide what kind of life you wake up to. But most ambitious people are wasting time. For those of you who are new here, I have been a CEO, investor, board member in tech companies that generated billions in value. And I want to show you a system that helps you stop wasting your evenings and weekends and make time for everything. By the end, you'll know how to achieve more out of one well-run week than most people get out of a year. The most important number in your bank account is not on your bank statement. It's the number 1,437. That's the number of free or leisure hours a full-time worker in America gets every year. That's according to BLS. You get about 3.18 hours per weekday and 5.8 hours per weekend or holiday. And this is what's surprising. The average worker puts in about 45 work weeks a year. And if you add up all your free time, it's almost 36 work weeks every year. So your after work hours are not some tiny leftover. They're almost another career hiding inside your year. But those hidden hours do not automatically become a better life, right? They arrive with hope, and they often end with a quiet shame of knowing that you had time, but you did not really have control over it. That is why attention matters. You own your time only when you own your attention. During the day, your role gives you guardrails. From 9 to 5, you have a calendar, you have a team, you have a job, you have a role, and all of that constantly tell you how to manage your attention and your time. Then comes the evening, and those guardrails disappear. Now, you're free, but is your attention actually free? The phrase free time makes us think these hours cost nothing, but every hour has an opportunity cost. So the best way to think about your evening is like a bank account. Some hours are deposits, and some hours are withdrawals. Sleep, creative work, time spent with your loved ones, all a great deposit. What if you have doom scrolling, social media, withdrawal? But what if you have had a rough day and you need to unwind? If all you want to do is binge watch Grey's Anatomy or Bridgerton, are you withdrawing from your bank account? And sure, sometimes you have to unwind and be a total zombie. But here's the trap. There is a research from the Journal of Applied Psychology paper called "Did You Have a Nice Evening?" They found that relaxing and recovery are not the same. If you had a stressful day, it's better to choose a form of recovery that changes your state. Cook something, or practice music, read 10 pages of a book, go for a walk. That is a deposit. And the debt in the bank account is a little more subtle. When I work late at night, I feel like I have to squeeze everything I can out of the last few hours of the day. The house is quiet, nobody is interrupting me, I have focus, I have momentum, I stay up late, really late, and the next morning, I pay for it. That is my ambition turning into a debt. The first action item is pretty straightforward. Audit your evening bank account. Make a list of your deposits, your withdrawals, your debts, because just like a bank account, if your deposits exceed your withdrawals over time, you keep growing and compounding. The real question is, if your evening is a hidden bank account, what is the best way to invest in it? How do you decide whether tonight should be about work, about rest, about family, about learning, or just about shutting down? You need a decisioning framework. I call it the 3C framework: clock, compass, and climate. Clock is about what kind of work fits your biology. Compass, which accounts need funding, your physical body or your emotional bonds or your big career bets. And the climate, what zone you're in. All of those things will change the way you think about your evening. Let's start with the first C, clock. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Waking up at 5 a.m. alone does not make you a great leader. Tim Cook used to wake up at 4 a.m. every morning, and Barack Obama and Winston Churchill were famously night owls who stayed up way past midnight. Your best hour is not the hour some billionaire or a YouTuber tells you to use. It depends on what your chronotype is. A chronotype is basically your biological rhythm. Some people naturally come alive early in the morning. Some people, like me, come alive later. Some people are somewhere in the middle. The point is to know when your brain actually works best. If your best hour is 1 a.m., use it. But only if your life lets you protect the sleep on the other side. Chronotype is not a permission to steal from tomorrow. It's a permission to stop following someone else's clock. I know of plenty of night owls who work late and sleep late. That's why advice like just go to bed early or wake up early is useless to many of us. The lesson is stop borrowing from someone else's biology. Match the work to your clock. Ask yourself, what are the hours when you're the sharpest? Use that for precision work. What are the hours when your brain is more uninhibited and open to associative thinking? Use those hours for imagination. What are the hours where you are completely tired and depleted? Use them for closure and recovery. In terms of action items, you don't have to do much except reflect. You probably already know more than you think. You know what your chronotype is. When do you usually make clear decisions, clean decisions? And when do you get your best ideas? And when do you start making dumb mistakes? That's your clock. And as long as you're not asking your tired brain to do your sharpest thinking, you'll be fine. And remember, at night, when you get that second win, don't mistake treating it like a second day. And now, get to the second C in the framework, your compass. When I was young, my first job was in Boston, and it was in a very small, dark, dingy little room full of cables and servers and hardware and computer parts, and 3 other guys who were as unhappy as they were stuck. I was working as a help desk person. But for me, that room was such a gift because I didn't come from tech. So on evenings and weekends, I studied everything I could about technology. The operating systems, networking protocols, programming languages, anything. And I read everything about communications and collaborations and soft skills and hard skills. I would reach out to senior leaders of the company and say, hey, do you have any extra projects that I can take? And I would do it after hours. One of those leaders was the EVP of Advanced Technologies. His name was Dr. Paul Abramson, and he had 2 PhDs from MIT. For some reason, he took a liking to me. And he became one of my earliest mentors in corporate America. When I applied to MIT, he wrote a wonderful recommendation letter for me. And he even guided me through the application process. Now looking back, I can see it now.